Hello there. My name is David Malave. I used to work at Chipotle's. The Chipotle's located in Lansing, Michigan, address 5805 West Saginaw Highway in Lansing, Michigan. The general manager's name is Nikki. This is allegedly a corporate owned Chipotle. I received the call at 1:30 this afternoon stating that I was terminated because I violated the ethics code. I was told that there was witness statements and that I was losing my job. I asked what was the reason of termination and why was I being terminated. They said because I threw a empty container towards the back of the restaurant like we normally do, that it was perceived as a violation of ethics code, and that the written statements of the individuals that were there stated that it was perceived that I was doing it in an aggressive manner. Even after I asked the manager to please replace it because it was at its end of its rope and it was already tethering up at the end of the corner. I don't understand why I lost my job today, because there was no malicious intent. I threw it back there because it was finished and it would go to the trash. Several times other people have thrown empty boxes towards that direction, and it was never taken as a malicious intent. I was forcefully terminated because management fails to do their job. Even today, even on that day, this past Sunday, I was admitted to work even though I answered the questionnaire that Chipotle mandates every employee fill out every morning. I explained to the manager at the time that I was not feeling well, that I had nausea, and I had upset stomach. He asked me if I had thrown up. I said, not at this time. I asked him what he wanted me to do, as in go get a doctor's note or go to urgent care. He told me to work until I didn't feel well and that he would replace me. I have also been in contact with the managers in regards to the work ethic at this Chipotle in Lansing, Michigan, and how the managers are very passive aggressive and demand a standard but doesn't uphold the standard of Chipotle. I got employed there and was happy to work there, thinking that the job was a job like any restaurant job that is a team-based job. My time there at this Chipotle in Lansing, Michigan, West Saginaw Highway, there was no team. There was no lack of care. There was no lack of consideration. I had got hired there in October, and from October till the last day I was there, I was delegated to the dish pit every single day with no help. Same thing on their grill. Same thing. Only had been trained for a few hours one day and was told to open up the grill, prep the food, get meat ready temp wise, not knowing how to temp properly, not knowing, doing my best, but was told to do all that with pretty much no training. And I tried my best, but I thought it was absurd that any company would, one, put a new person to open up a restaurant and open up the kitchen that is very, very important for safety wise, making sure the meats are cooked, making sure everything is properly done. But unfortunately, with zero training, one didn't know if the food was raw, chicken was raw or cooked, but did their best. I seen managers literally cut raw meat and serve it to customers at this location. It's unfortunate because I wanted to have this conversation with the manager and the regional, but because I was terminated fraudulently, basically just terminated with no reason because I didn't have malicious intent or I wasn't being aggressive or anything. I never talked to anybody aggressively. I've talked to the managers and expressed my concerns to the management, and even the management agreed at points. And I even sympathized with the management because the fact that nobody cared to listen to them or follow their directions was very upsetting. But management didn't care. And management decided to terminate me, like I said, for really no valid reason. Because there wasn't any valid reason. More so, the management should have been terminated due to the fact that I was feeling sick and they pride themselves of safe wise. They even say if you are sick, you are not to work, you're to stay home. But because I pretty much lived 5 minutes away from this location, I decided to go to work to show that I wasn't feeling well and that, to send me home on the recommendation of a manager, but wasn't given that. Just like yesterday on Monday, I'm recording this on Tuesday. Monday, my wife was feeling COVID symptoms and had been around somebody with COVID. So I did the right thing. I called out of work. I explained my wife has symptoms. She had been around somebody that had diagnosed with COVID, and unfortunately, they didn't know until they got into the hospital and they were admitted and they tested them, and that's when it came out. So we had to do our due diligence in this world. So it's funny how they care and they don't care about the policies. They pick and choose the policies that is best for them. And that's unfortunate because now they lost a great employee. I was there on time. I did my job. I did what I was told. But because I voiced my opinion about things not being fair and not being a team job that a restaurant is supposed to be, a team, they decided to terminate my employment. So I really hope and truly hope that this gets to the corporate Chipotle headquarters and I can speak to somebody in regards to my employment, because I feel that that was unfortunately not the right choice to terminate me and my employment, because I didn't do anything wrong. I was doing my job. So I urge Chipotle headquarters or anybody in Chipotle to contact me so we can talk this out in a positive environment.